Thank you, Jim. All right, well, I'm here. So, hello, everybody. It is Tuesday, February. You can say February, as most people do, but technically it should be February 17th. All right. How's my back? It's okay. I'm working on it. I was stretching it just before I started today. Yeah, I just need to work out again. It's spring now, or it's almost spring. That's usually what I do. I act as my human instinct in the winter is very similar to the bear. I hibernate. So during the winter, I don't do much of anything. Like activity wise. I shovel a lot of snow, but other than that, you don't go outside a lot, so I don't get a lot of exercise. And then the spring is here, and now, fine. Yeah, I'll start doing more and I'll lose some weight, hopefully. Yeah, I'm wearing the red shirt because it's Chinese New Year. So, yeah, Xinyan Kuai La to my Chinese followers. And hello, Rasha and Walid and Giuseppe. How are you, my friend? I guess I'll turn the camera more this way. Too far. Not far enough. Never mind. There we go. That's the right direction. Now, is my microphone close enough? I think so. Good enough. Okay, well, I await your questions. Hello, Dima. What is the color of my eyes? It's a little hard to. They're blue-ish. I have weird eyes, so my eyes are two colors. It's called dichromaticism. So mostly blue, but around the center there's also kind of like an amber color. You have a question, Adrian? Well, then I have an answer. If you have a question. Let's tip this up. That might help. Ooh, not that much. There we go. Oh, that's a little bit better. Yeah, there we go. All right. How can you memorize verbs in the past, present, and present perfect? Well, it takes some practice, Yaslin, but there is a website I can recommend that will make it a lot easier for you to practice. Let me show that website to you. And hello, Flavia. Let's see, what did Flavia say? If I can open this up. There we go. Will a kid who is born today in the U.S. be more fluent than someone who has been studying for 10 years? When the kid is 10 years old. I don't think you can necessarily say that, Flavia. I mean, there are some kids who will study hard, and yeah, their English will be great, and there will be some kids who are barely literate, and maybe they really can't speak very well or write very well or read very well at 10. And then you have to consider who's studying, you know, are you studying well or not, you know? So possibly, but maybe not. So let me show you this website, everybody. Hold on. Here it is. This website is called GamesToLearnEnglish.com. There's the link, and I will show it to you. Look at this. Vocabulary, adjectives, phrases, idioms and proverbs, prepositions, past tense, adverbs, body parts, job games, adverbs of frequency, clothes, phrasal verbs, numbers, comparing, simple present, anagrams, food games, all of this, right? So like, let's look at perfect tense here. So this is a game that you could play. You can play this game, and let's just review. Let's just review to start, right? So look, this is the review. They're like flashcards, right? She has eaten lunch.
She has eaten lunch.
You can even listen to it, right? And if you want to test yourself to see, do you remember it? You go down here and turn this off. Look, now you can guess it, right? And then you go to the next one. She hasn't done her homework. He has been to America. They have played a board game. She has taken a shower. He has read a book, right? And look, they have 12 sets. One set is, I don't know, maybe 10. So that's a lot, right? Okay, and then you can play the game. Look, visit and visited. Sleep and slept. Sing, sung. How easy is that? Win, won. Use, used. Forget, forgotten. He has or she has? She has visited France 3 times. 3 times 3, never 3 or never. 3
times.
Okay, look how easy that is. If you practice this every day for a month, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. Guys, you know, if I want to build a bookcase, what do I need? If I want to build a bookcase, what do I need? If I want to build a bookcase. Okay, instructions maybe, but what I mean is, if I want to build a bookcase, should I use a lawnmower to build a bookcase? If I want to build a bookcase, should I use a leaf blower or a shovel? Should I use a shovel to build a bookcase? No. You use a hammer, nails, a saw. You need the right tools for what you're doing. That's my point. So when you want to learn something, first you need to figure out what tools are out there. What are the tools that are available? Then you can look to see which tool is the best tool for this job. All right? Okay, and again, that website is amazing. It's free, completely free. I'll give it to you one more time. Games2learnenglish.com. It's easy to remember. Okay, games2learnenglish.com. You can learn so much from just that website. A ton, if you really practice. And by the way, that website is actually customizable. Let me show you something cool. I don't think I'm logged into my account, but let me show you let me just see if I can do it very quickly for you. So look, here's the vocabulary, right? This is the vocabulary. You can review all these different vocabulary choices, right? Like animals, right? Cat, frog, chicken, turtle, crab, rabbit. Okay? And then you can actually go choose, and if you go all the way to the end, do they still have it? Yeah, look at here. Add images, add your own images and audio. So you can actually make your own sets to study. So if you want something, maybe there's some specific thing you want to practice more or some vocabulary you want to add, you can. All right. All right, now be patient. Let me get to the next question. Waleed, what's your question? You said you want to ask one, but I don't. Oh, what's the hardest question I ever get asked? I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know. Every question is a new question, man. What does choppy mean? Choppy is a word that we use. It means rough in some way. So, for example, music can sound choppy. Water can be choppy. Let me see some other examples of choppy. So it's supposed to describe any kind of quick, jerky movements, right? So if you're on a boat and the water is choppy water, it's not smooth. So when you're on the water and the boat is moving, the water is very choppy. You're bouncing a lot. That's choppy water, okay? So it indicates like a jerky kind of movement that's not consistent and it's wild a little bit, right? It's uneven. So things that can be choppy. Your text can be choppy when you write. If you don't write clearly, like maybe you don't write complete sentences, you can speak in a choppy manner, right? So if I say, I like, sometimes when there are 58, spring is nice. That's very choppy. It's a little piece here, a little piece there, a little piece here. None of it makes sense. It's too choppy. All right? You can have a choppy haircut. A choppy haircut would be an uneven haircut, right? A haircut that's very uneven. That's a choppy haircut. Let's see. When you make video, if you're shooting video with your phone, the video can be choppy if it's starting to like. Sometimes the video will freeze or lag or something, and it creates those moments where the video just like. That's choppy video. Okay, and then, like I said, in music, sometimes when they edit music, if they edit the music and it doesn't edit smoothly, then it will sound choppy. So there are many different ways to use choppy. Okay, next question. Do I think that if you will be able to listen to podcasts and something like this? So, Adrian, will listening to podcasts help you with your IELTS? Sure. If you listen to the right podcasts, one. Two, if you're studying when you're listening. If you're just listening and you're having fun, then that's not really that helpful. But if you're listening and you're trying to write down vocabulary and you are looking for the transcript so that you can read it and study it, and learn from it and learn the new vocabulary and the phrases that you like, then it's good for you. But if you're just listening, is it helpful? Yeah, but what does that mean? Just because something's helpful doesn't mean it's the best or necessarily good. All right? So watching a movie in English can be helpful, but it's not very helpful. All right? Thank you, Libra. Thank you, Mark. Is that present perfect? I think I did present perfect over there, didn't I? Which one did I do? I can't remember. Past perfect, present perfect. I don't remember what I looked at now. But it has, I think, all of those on there. It doesn't have every tense, but it has a lot of them. Okay? And hello, Vel. I'm fine. How are you? Hello, Marjan. Hello, everyone. Thank you, Lynn. Show you something cool. What would... I don't know how to do that. What does full of beans mean? So full of, where did you see that, Larry? Let me ask you that first. Where did you see full of beans? In books, okay? So yeah, full of beans can mean lively, energetic, okay? Or, so it sometimes means that you're full of energy. In the UK and in America, it can mean you're full of energy. And if I remember right, I think that actually comes from around the I want to say it's the 1960s. It was kind of funny. There was a kind of Mexican jumping beans, they called them. There was these little beans that you could buy, and they would move, and they were so exciting, and everybody was like, wow, look at the beans, they're moving. And it was really popular. It was exciting, you know, and we all of a sudden, everybody heard about the Mexican jumping bean. So I think it comes from around that time period when the idea was that it was to be full of beans, like movement, you know, like the beans are moving, okay? But full of beans has a second meaning in the United States. Sometimes to be full of beans means that someone is telling you that you're lying, or they don't think you're telling the truth, or that you're exaggerating, you talk nonsense, something like that. Okay, so sometimes I could say, man, I think you're full of beans. And that means I think you don't know what you're talking about, you're speaking nonsense. Okay, so it has two meanings, all right? All right. Next question. Is it common now? I would say no. I would say no. Not really common. Communication can be choppy too. Yeah, network can be choppy. Yeah, that's right, Carlos. Thank you. Hello, how are you? How can you speak English without translating in your mother tongue? Right. So, Hunis, that is my secret. That is, well, not my secret. That's the thing that I tell everybody is the secret to language, any language. When you learn a language, you have to learn how to read it and write it and listen to it and speak it. But while you're doing those, you also need to learn how to think it. And this is the problem. A lot of people, they study a language for a few years, maybe many years. And the entire time that they are studying, they're studying reading, writing, listening, and speaking. But they never, ever, ever learned how to think in the language. So they are translating everything. And that is a big problem. So what that means is you need to think about how do you learn how to think in the language that you're studying. Everything that you learn, any phrase that you learn, any vocabulary that you learn, you need to look around while you're walking around in your daily life, okay? And don't say it. There's no need to say anything. Just think it, right? So if you see somebody when you're walking down the street and you learned, hello, how are you? Nice to meet you. My name is blah, blah, blah. That's what you just learned? Then that's what you should be thinking when you're walking down the street and you see people. Hello, how are you? Nice to meet you. My name is. Hello, how are you? Nice to meet you. My name is. Hello, how are you? Nice to meet you. My name is. Make it live in your mind. Okay? And a lot of you say, how can I memorize the words? I forget how to memorize them. Oh no, they've just fallen out of my head. So why does that happen? Because when you study the language for 1 hour, and then you stop studying the language, and now you're not using the language at all for the rest of your time. And that's why you make almost no progress. You can study for an hour, that's great. But then you need to have the language live in your mind. So when you go to the market and you're there, can you think about anything that you're doing in English? Can you look at that and say, wow, so cheap, or wow, so expensive? Can you say to yourself, what do I need to buy? Can you find the things that you need to buy? Do you know what they're called? When you go to the market, can you just walk around the market and say, what's that called in English? What's that called in English? What's that called in English? In your head. That's all. Okay? Nobody is asking you to do anything extra. We're just asking you to look at your life and figure out what simple parts of your life can you start to do in English. Can you think very simple things in English? I like that. I don't like that. I need this. I don't need that. I want this. I don't want that. I feel happy. I feel tired. I feel hungry. I feel sad. That is easy, but you don't do it. It's a paradox of learning. People don't practice the easy things because they assume you don't need to. You do. Okay, so Hunis, I have an article about thinking in English. If you didn't read it yet, you should. Here it is. Read this article and it will tell you more about how to think in English. All right? Okay, now please be patient. I have to go back. There are so many comments, so you have to wait. You must be patient while I answer questions. Okay, let's see. Tanaz says, are you speaking in a normal way or a little bit slower and more clearly? Because I can understand what you say, and sometimes I cannot understand in movies. So, many people say that. And there are a few reasons why you can understand me. One, yes, I do slow down when I'm teaching because it's more effective. This is the speed where everyone will listen to you. You think that speaking fast means speaking well. No. Speaking well has nothing to do with speed. Speaking well has everything to do with care and control. You must have care of your language and you must have control of your language. That's what gives language power. Okay, language is magic. I make magic. Why do I say that? Because if your words are good words, people will listen to you. They may even follow you. They may tell other people about you. They may say, wow, his ideas are amazing. That is powerful and that is magic. If you can inspire people to do something, isn't that like magic? Like I'm making you do it? So, that's what I'm teaching here is the power of language. And language, when you slow down, it's more powerful. All right? That's one thing. I also exaggerate my pronunciation on purpose because I want every single syllable that I say to be as clear as possible. So I do exaggerate my language. It's called enunciation, diction. Okay? I try to speak like an actor, maybe on a stage, not a movie. Okay? And I also use much better equipment than most people on HelloTalk, or a lot of people when they're doing whatever live stream that they're doing, they're just using their phone and the microphone in the phone. And then if they're outside and there's noise and all this stuff, it's hard to hear. I am in a very quiet room and I have a nice microphone. Okay? It's a nice microphone. Let's just say that. All right? When you put all those things together, yeah, that's why you understand me. Movies are not for learning, they're just entertainment. So when they make a movie, they don't think about the language at all for educational purposes. They're not trying to teach you anything about English. All right? You need to remember that. So when you're learning language from a movie, it's not standard. It's not standard language, and it might have a lot of slang. It might have a lot of what we call colloquialisms, which means like local ways of saying things. Okay, regional dialects, regional accent, a lot of different things. Okay? All right, next question. Thank you, Muhammad. Can I tell you about my financial rules? Dima, the truth is, Dima, I don't have any. Don't want so much and you won't need so much. That's my financial rule. Don't want so much, and you won't need so much. And I don't invest anything in the stock market whatsoever, because stock market is really, at this point, for sure, it is just gambling. It's just another form of gambling, and I don't gamble either. I don't go to casinos. I don't bet. I don't do sports betting. I don't do any of that. My relationship with money is that I understand that money is the source of all evil. And so that it is only a utilitarian tool that you should use for the purposes of supporting yourself and the goals that you have that are human goals. But if you do anything other than that, then you're on the path to something dark. And I'm not interested. I'm not a money dude, man. I'm not a money dude. There are all kinds of losers on Facebook and Instagram and X and whatever, who are, they've got the sports cars and they've got the lavish lifestyle, and it's all very vain. It's very vain. It's very, very self-centered, and it's pretty pathetic in my opinion. It's like I'm seeing someone who has no talent, no creativity, and no imagination, because all they could do is buy toys with their money. That's the best they could do, is buy a bunch of toys. They couldn't think of anything good to do because they don't have anything in their head. They're just children who buy toys. So anyway, that's probably not the answer you want, but that's the guy I am. So... let's see. On a whim, what does that mean? On a whim. A whim is a feeling you get. Like it's a feeling you get right now, like an urge, right? It's an instinct, an urge, a yen. All of these are the similar feeling of like, on a whim, I decided to stop at the store and buy some ice cream. It just means like, I didn't plan it. I just felt like I think I want to do that. It's just an impulsive act. Okay, it's a whim, all right? Hawa says, I don't know grammar. I can read and understand, but I can't speak much. I can't make conversation. Hawa, you say you can't. But if you have not tried 1,000 times, then you have not tried. So don't tell me you can't. Tell me you didn't. All right? Do you understand? If you only tried 20 times, you only tried 50 times, you only tried 100 times, you say you can't do it. That's not the right answer. No. You are lying. You can do it. You just have only done this much. So you shouldn't say I can't. You should say I didn't. All right? Don't say I can't do it. Say I didn't do it, because I haven't done enough yet. Come back to me after you've done it 1,000 times. If you still have a problem then, I will personally give you a free lesson. But I can tell you, you will not, because if you've done it 1,000 times, then you can do it. All right? So start doing it. Does the word August mean dignified or majestic? It does, but it doesn't get used a lot. It's a fairly rarely used term. So where does that come from? The word August is from the month of August, but where does the month of August come from? This is an interesting story. I'm going to tell it even if you don't want me to. So listen. I'm going to tell you where all of the months come from. Every month, there's a story behind every month. Okay, that's right, the Romans. So the original Roman calendar did not have 12 months. The original Roman calendar had 10 months, only 10. All right? So the original Roman calendar was January, February, March, April, May, June, Then they had July and August is what we have now. But the Romans didn't have July and August. They went straight to September, October, November, December. And that's the reason why, if you know about language, then you know sept, S-E-P-T. What does S-E-P-T mean? It means 7. Sept means 7. Oct means 8. October should be 8, but it's not. It's 10. That's weird. Why? I'll get to that. So then we have September, October, November, N-O-V. Nov means 9. And December, dec means 10, like decagon, right? That's its 10-sided shape, okay? So the Romans had this calendar of 10 months. Then there was a period of about 2 months that was free, that they called that winter. All right, that was just like a winter time. All right, but then Julius Caesar, the great Roman emperor, he decided, I want a month for me. So July is named after Julius Caesar. And then he said, my dad was a pretty good guy too. I think I'm going to name a month after him. August was after Augustus Caesar. So Augustus Caesar was a great Roman, and so the emperor, and so the idea of August to be August is actually the pronunciation, is to have a regal, royal, king-like, emperor-like feeling. Okay? So there you go. Why are you just discovering it now? Isn't it funny when the American knows more about Italian history than you do? I'm a nerd. That's why. Don't worry about it. You'll learn it eventually. Believe me, you'll get there. All right? But, let me explain the meaning of all of the words. I forgot the meaning. January comes from the Roman god Janus. Janus was the Roman god that had 2 faces. And one face looked into the future, and one face looked into the past. And that's why January is the first month. Janus. One into the future, one into the past. February was named after the Roman holiday, the Roman celebration of Februa. That was a holiday that celebrated, it was like the coming of spring, the end of winter kind of a thing, solstice stuff. And this holiday was a holiday where they would build big fires, and they would dance around these big fires. They would move around these big fires. And the fires were so hot that you would sweat. And you would sweat so much that maybe you might even hallucinate. Okay, you would see things. All right? So, here's where it gets interesting. The word fever. What is a fever? What's a fever? A fever is a high temperature. And when you have a fever, you are hot and you are sweaty, right? Usually, okay? Fever, just a fa shao, okay? So, the word fever comes from the word febrile, F-E-B-R-I-L-E, febrile, which comes from the word February, because in February they have the big fires and the fires are hot. So the word fever is related to the word February. Wow. Okay, isn't that fun? Okay, now we get to March. March is after the Roman god Mars. So January, February, March, April. April's a weird one. They're not entirely sure about April, but the story that I usually tell and the one that most people believe is that the word April comes from an old Latin or a Roman word that aprila, which meant to open up. To open. Okay, so aprila was the idea of spring, April, when things are opening. That's right. It's spring. It's opening. Okay? Then we get to May. May is named after Maya, the god Maya. June is after Juno. Then we said July is after Julius Caesar. August is after Augustus Caesar. September, October, November, December, that's just numbers. That's just numbers. It was 7, 8, 9, 10, but then they moved it 2 months. March is named after Mars. Yeah. And Mark is also after Mars. That's correct. Yeah. Yeah. And the days of the week also have cool stories. You want to know the stories about the days of the week? And Zohal said no. She doesn't like it. I know, I'm such a nerd. But proudly so. Oh, some people do want it. Okay, well, I'll do it very quickly. Sunday. Sunday. It means the day of the sun. Monday means the day of the moon. Tuesday was named from a German god. They had a god named Tew. I think the spelling was Tiew. But their German god was really the Roman god Mars. They were the same thing. Okay, so Tuesday is actually from the Roman god Mars. Wednesday comes from Germanic Norse history. Wednesday was from the god Odin. Do you know Odin? From the movies, right? Odin and Thor. The Odin is the father god of Norse mythology. He's the big father god, right? So if you've seen those movies with Thor, right? The Marvel hero with the big hammer, the handsome dude with the long blonde hair, right? That's Thor. His father was Odin. But a long time ago, the way that they spelled it and pronounced it was Woden, and it was Woden. Woden. So Wednesday is Woden's day. It's the day of Odin. And that means Thursday is the day of Thor. The day of Thor. Friday is named after the Norse goddess Freya. Freya, they had a female goddess named Freya. And then Saturday is named after Saturn, the god Saturn. Okay, so Sunday, day of the sun. Monday, day of the moon. Tuesday, the day of Tew, which was Mars. Wednesday is Odin. Thursday is Thor. Friday is Freya. And Saturday is Saturn. Boom! Okay, let me get back and see if I missed. I know I missed some points. Please be patient. I'm going to try to get back and get all of them. Flipping and landing an interview. What does it mean? Landing an interview usually means getting one. You got the interview. You were hoping to get one, so you got one. Flipping, I'm not sure what that might mean. I think I need more context. If I see more context, maybe I can tell you what flipping an interview means, but I don't think I'm familiar with that. And hello to all the new people. Hawa says, I feel like I'm shy when I start to speak with someone in English. And we talked about this yesterday. You should go watch my live stream from yesterday on my YouTube channel. And shyness doesn't help you. So why do you do it? You know you can't be lazy, right? Lazy is a quality that if someone says, I'm just lazy, we know that's bad. We know that's not an excuse. We know you're not supposed to accept laziness as a quality. But for some reason, we do accept shyness as just a quality. But why? It doesn't help you. It's just like laziness. It's never good. So why do you accept it as part of you? I know it's hard, but it's not impossible. And to be honest with you, almost all of you, if you are shy, maybe 2%, maybe 2% of you, you have a real problem and you need real help for that shyness. But the rest of you, you're just humans who are shy and you need to learn how to not be shy. And a lot of that comes from self-confidence, confidence building, and experience. Okay? If you never try, you'll always be shy. It rhymes. Okay? All right, next question. A real service dog will typically be in a nice heel, focusing on their handler and not being disruptive and misbehaving. So that's a weird way to use it. To heel, heel is a command that we give to dogs. It means come to my heel. My heel is the back part of my foot. So when you tell a dog heel, you're saying come here and sit next to my heel. Okay, that's a command. To heel in H-E-E-L can also be, well, let me check something. Wait. Yeah, to attend, to obey. It can also sometimes mean the end of something. Like if you said like the heel of the meeting would mean the end of the meeting. But that's not a common usage at all, but it is one. Okay? All right, let's see. You try to think in English in your mind, but you forget to do it frequently. But that's the problem, Carolina. You have to do it frequently for it to be effective. Okay? You can think in English, but you always have the grandma mistakes. That's fine, Hillary. Who cares? At least you can think. Look, I want you to think about it this way. Some of you, there's a pool, and you need to learn how to swim. That's what we're doing here. You're learning how to swim, and there is a pool. Now you have a choice. Are you going to stand on the side of the pool and just dip your toe in, but you're afraid to jump in because if you jump in, you don't know how to swim yet. You might make a mistake. So you don't jump in. You don't jump into the water. But then the kid next to you, she jumps in the water. And sure, she's making lots of mistakes, but she's in the water and she's swimming. You are not. Do you understand? That's your shyness. Your shyness is you walking around the pool, not jumping in. Jump in. All right? Yeah, if you jump in the water, you don't know what you're doing, you will look silly, it feels a little scary. That's learning. That's learning anything. Okay? So you have to jump in the water and be willing to make mistakes. Be willing to look bad so that you can look good. But if you never jump in, how can you learn how to swim if you don't jump in? Okay? I'm standing because it's a change. I like to stand when I teach sometimes. Okay, next question. Please be patient. I'm going as fast as I can, but there are so many, many, many comments and questions. I could do ASMR. What? I'm not even sure what I was talking about at that point. All right, let's see. Why do Americans write the dates, month, day, year? Make it make sense. There are some things, Larry, that there is no sense to it, man. Why do Chinese people use chopsticks? Tradition. 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 All right, man. You know, why do we use forks? Tradition. You know, I mean, it's history, really. So, let me tell you, if you really want me to tell you the story why, I will, but let's see. Yeah, tradition. So the old British format. Blame the English. Blame the Brits. That's the way they used to do it before the 20th century. The UK later shifted to the European style of day, month, and year, but the US maintained the original traditional format that aligns with how Americans say March 15th. Okay? So, don't blame us, blame the Brits. Let's see. Why do, no, next question is learning from movies is good and bad. It's good if you're watching a movie that's educational for language, that's good for your language, and if you're watching with the intent of learning. If you're watching a movie for fun, no, that's not learning. Watching a movie just for fun, even if it's English, is not learning. Learning only happens with intent. You must have intent. That means you have to be trying to learn while you're watching. Okay? That's not what most of you are doing. I'm a life teacher. Ooh, geez, that's a scary thought. Fugazi, well, that's an Italian term that actually means crazy, but it was also a really great punk band. Let's see. Is grammar important? Grammar is important for some people. If you are studying English because you want to do something serious like go to school or use English in a job that has English, you know, then yes, grammar is important for those people. If you're just trying to learn English for video games or for social media, grammar is not that important. Okay, grammar is always a little bit important, but it's not the end of everything always. Okay, but if you're in school, yes, it's important. If you're studying for a test, like the IELTS test or the TOEFL test, yeah, it's important. If you have a job that uses English like customer service, or maybe you're a doctor and you need to talk to patients using English, yes, then grammar is important. But in your daily life, I don't want you to worry about grammar because grammar is one problem, right? But if you have one problem, now you have worry, now you have two problems. You have grammar, bad grammar, and worry. Now you have two problems. So I'm saying I don't want you to worry about it. I just want you to think about it. Understand? Yeah, you have to consider your grammar, but I don't want you to worry about it. That would be two problems. All right? Don't give yourself an extra problem. All right, next question. Why does common or garden mean ordinary? Garden variety is the term, Larry. Garden variety means when you grow a garden here in the United States, the seeds that you have are usually the seeds that are available at the store. That means you don't have every variety. There are hundreds of varieties, thousands of varieties of seeds. But the consumer, the average person, doesn't have access to all of those seeds. We only get garden variety, which means the most common ones that are sold to the consumer. Okay, so garden variety means ordinary. All right? And yes, emperors did think that they were gods. That's exactly right. So people who were born in January were geniuses? What? Where did we get that from? I don't know where we got that from. The zodiac and the horoscope, where's the origin of that? Man, that's a long story, Waleed. You can go online and do a little research and find that. There are many websites that will tell you about the origin or history of the horoscope and the zodiacs. Most of it is just almost every culture throughout history has looked to the sky. We all look at the sky at night. We see the stars. And when you have no cell phone and no TV and no movies, no music, well, some music, but you don't have a lot of entertainment a long time ago. So it's nighttime. You're laying down and you're looking up. And what do you see? Stars. So humans have a tendency to want to see patterns in anything. It's part of evolution. You need to see patterns to recognize problems. Okay? If you can't see a pattern, you can't solve a problem. All right? So we looked at the stars and we see these patterns. So almost every civilization has these patterns in the sky that we've recognized. Okay? Oh man, my voice is starting to feel funny. Do I believe that English movies aren't effective? They can be effective, but just because you turn a movie on doesn't mean you're learning. Duh. Okay? If that were the case, then every language school in the world would just play movies. But they don't, do they? Name one language school in the world that plays movies to teach you how to speak or learn. None. Not one. Why? I wonder why. Why do they think it's not a good way? Think about it and figure it out. Okay? Can you learn that way? Yes. That doesn't mean it's the best way. Look, that's like saying this. Okay, I want to go to New York City. I want to go to New York City. I can fly. I can drive. I can take a taxi, a bus. I can ride a bike. I can walk. I could crawl. So let's say, can I get to New York City by crawling? Yeah, I can. That's what you're doing. When you say, can I learn English from watching movies? You're asking, can I get to New York by crawling? Why do you ask what's the least you can do? Did you ever ask yourself that? Did you ever ask yourself, why are you constantly trying to figure out how little you can do? Why are you never trying to figure out how much you can do? Are you dumb? Are you stupid? Are you incapable? Are you lazy? Do you not deserve to do anything great? What's the reason for not trying to do something great? You're always trying to do the least. Why not ever try to do the most? Do you not believe you can? All right, let's see. I'm from Ohio, yes. The zodiacs and horoscopes, Waleed, that's a long story. It's about stars. Just look it up online, Waleed. There are many, many, many websites that will teach you about that. Timid people are shy, but Mila, timid and shy are the same thing. It's still, it doesn't benefit you. If it doesn't benefit you, then you need to work on it. It's not that, see, sometimes people say that they're shy, and it's like you're saying you're humble. Shyness is not humility, it's fear. Do you understand the difference? All right? If you walk into a room, maybe you carry a lot of confidence about who you are, so you don't feel you need to say anything at all. That's not shyness, that's confidence. Many people who feel like they already know, so they don't need to speak about it. Okay? But some people, well, let's just say, uh-oh, wait a minute. I think I got frozen. So what I'm saying is timid people are shy. Okay, fine, but if it doesn't help you, then why do you keep doing it? If it doesn't help you, then why have you never worked on it or tried to do anything different? Why do you just accept it, that it's like a permanent state of being for you? Why? Think about it. I'm not asking you to be gregarious, which means very friendly and extroverted. No, I'm not saying you need to be that, but I am saying that to be timid and to be shy, that's often based in fear, and it's often based in low self-esteem. Okay, often. Not always, but often. Okay, as a teacher, I have seen this enough to say that that's true. Okay? And let's see. What is my my YouTube channel's right here. My website is right here. And my blog is right here. Now, if you join my streams, you need to be patient because I am trying to answer everyone's questions, and there are many. So if you cannot be patient, then you cannot be here. That's the rule. In my room, there is only patience. Okay? Let's see. Next question. Flipping an interview means successfully changing the interviewer's perception during the conversation. Okay, all right, I can see that. I think it's better if you don't get in that situation in the first place. When I go into an interview, I don't want to be in a situation where I have to flip it. I want to go in strongly, boldly, so that I don't feel like I need to flip anything. Okay, and Fazl, hello Fazl, please don't just keep writing your question, even if you want it. Just write it once. Achilles heel, Trojan horse, is there another English connection to Troy, and what do they mean? When can we use them? Achilles heel comes from Greek history. Achilles was a hero. He was a hero, and he had super strength or whatever, right? But he had one weakness. His weakness was the one place on the back of his foot right here. I can't put my leg up high enough. The place right on the back of your foot is called your Achilles heel. And that was his weakness. So the Achilles heel just means your weakness. That's all. Okay? And Trojan horse comes from the history that has nothing to do with Troy. Stop. It's not the same. Like Trojan, yes, but don't. Sometimes, Waleed, you're trying to make connections that are not there. So the Trojan horse it was a giant horse that they built, right? This wooden horse. This is the story. The story is this giant wooden horse that the Greeks used to trick the Trojans, right? So the Trojans were actually the people, okay? The people who got tricked. They were the Trojans, okay? And they won the Trojan War, right? And let's see, the story goes that after a decade of fighting, the Greeks pretended to abandon the siege of Troy, right? So it was the siege of Troy, but don't always look at the letters TRO and think that that always means it's associated with Troy, all right? Because that's what I'm saying. Sometimes you're trying to just link every letter that's the same to the same root, but they're not always the same root. Sometimes they're from a different root, Waleed. Okay? They believed it was a gift to the gods. You know, like, oh, look, they left us a nice gift. How nice, right? And then inside the horse were some soldiers, and the soldiers came out and killed everybody or whatever. That's the story. All right, Waleed? A Trojan horse would be something that you hide. It's usually used in computers now. It means a virus that's hidden in the software to attack at a later time. That's a Trojan horse. And Achilles heel is any weakness. My Achilles heel is this. That's just whatever, okay? All right, next question. Thank you, Alyssa, for that. But you may drown if you don't know how to swim. Did I say you should jump into the deepest water? No. Did I say you should jump into unsafe water? No. Did I say you should jump into the water alone? No. Did I say that you should do it without a teacher? No. Did I say you should do it without safety equipment or help or backup? No. I said you need to jump in the water. But when we learn how to swim, we jump in the shallow end first. You start in the shallow end, not the deep end. So jump in, start in the shallow end, and then go from there. That just means start slow. Start at the beginning. Start easy. But jump in. All right? Waleed, you're asking questions that are too big, man. I can't answer those. If you ask me a question like that, I'm just going to ignore it, man. I'm sorry, but you are asking questions that require an entire course to teach. How did the 100 Years' War affect the English language? I can't answer that like this, man. Who do you think I am? And another thing. Please listen. If you ask me a question like, how do I improve my English? How can I be fluent? How can I be better? Here's what I'm hearing. When you ask a question like that, I'm a teacher. What I hear is, I'm a lazy learner. I don't want to do any work. Please do all the work for me. When you say, How do I learn English, or how can I be good at English? That is the laziest question you can ever ask. So that tells me that you are not serious about learning. You want me to do all the work for you by telling you every little thing so that you don't have to think about anything. Sorry, but that is not how it works. If you want a good answer, then you need to ask a good question. So, I have 88,000 followers here. I have 88,000 followers here. They follow me because I teach English. Okay? I have been on Hello Talk for 12 years. I have been streaming here for 5 or 6 years. I have been teaching since 1994. Okay? So if you come here, you can learn. But I also see many people saying, can I come on stage? No. If I do not know you, then you cannot come on stage. Because all you want is to talk. You're not interested in anybody else's process. You're only interested in your process. So, I don't let anybody who's new come on stage anymore. You can only come on stage if I see you, if I've recognized you, if I see you here and I know you've been here and you've been studying and you've been asking good questions, then you can come on my stage. But I am not going to just talk to people anymore. I'm not doing it. That's a waste of everyone's time. Okay? And it's selfish. It's selfish. If you have a good question, then I can bring you on stage, but only after I see that you have been here studying. You have come here. You recognize that you're trying to learn here. You're being part of the audience here. Okay? If I see you and I recognize you and I see your comments, then I'll talk to you. Okay, but I'm not doing any more stage requests from people I don't recognize anymore. Never again. So you better start coming. You better start asking questions so I start seeing your name. If I don't see your name, I don't know you. Okay? Okay, next question. I'm trying to improve my English and learn German. Can I do both, or will it be better to focus on one first? Andreza, German and English do have some similarities. English is a Germanic language, which means it does have roots in German. 20% of English words come from German, like the word kindergarten. That's a German word. All right? Many people ask me about studying more than one language at the same time. And yeah, you can do it, but of course it's harder. Of course it's harder. And that means that you need a very serious system. If you're going to learn 2 languages, then you need a plan, a really good one that's detailed. It's the only way you'll make that work. If you're just trying to do it without a plan, then no, I don't think it's a good idea. Okay, you get nervous when you speak during presentations, but you can write English well and read well. So what should be your approach? Anand, how many times have you been on stage, Anand? How many times have you been on stage, Anand? You said you get nervous when you're on stage or when you do presentations. So how many times? Anand, are you still there? 2 times. Ah, see? Now, if I told you, Anand, if I told you I rode a bike 2 times, I'm not good. Why? What would you say? If I said I rode a bike 2 times, but I still can't do it. What's the problem? I tried to play piano 2 times, but I'm not good. Huh, why? I don't know why. I tried to swim 2 times, but I'm not good. Why? Yeah, man. Yeah. You've got to do it more than 2 times. If you did it 2 times, that you didn't do it. Go do it 100 times. After you've done it a bunch of times, you will feel better each time. Every single time you do it, you will feel more confident. That's how you get confidence, by doing it more. That's it. Okay? Every musician and every performer knows this. Almost every performer, we were nervous when we started on stage. I'm a musician. I remember when I was on stage the first time and I was scared. But now I have been on stage thousands of times. And as a teacher, every time I teach, it's like I'm on stage. It's the same thing. It's a presentation. All right? Do I look nervous to you? No, because I have been in this water a lot. Okay? Okay, next question. Oh, man, I'm trying to catch up. I think I'm almost caught up with most of the questions here. No offense, but it's personally hard for me to understand Indians when they speak English. Is it similar in your case? Hunis, for me, no. Most of the time, I can understand almost anybody from anywhere. But that's because I have a lot of experience listening to people from all over the world. So, it's about experience. Hunis, if I played jazz music for you, but you've never heard jazz music, you won't like it or you won't understand it. But if you listen to it more and more and more, the more you listen to it, the more you understand it. Okay? It's the same thing for accent. All right? Okay, let's see. You're always confused about apostrophe S, where to use it and not. Let me find a good page for you for that. I think I have one. Okay, so when you say you have trouble with it, you're talking about not how to pronounce it, but just which one to use, right? So take a look at this. Go to this page. Go to this page here. It's a page called Woodward English. And they have this nice little chart here, but there's another one. Where is it? Here, right here. Let me see. Let me see if I can make this bigger for you. Wait a minute. Take a screenshot of this. Take a screenshot. That's all the rules. Okay? All right, cool. All right, next question. You have a pronunciation problem. Sometimes you don't know how to pronounce a difficult word. Well, me too. There are a lot of words in English, and sometimes it's a little hard to figure out how to pronounce that word. It just takes practice, man. You just have to study the language more. You just have to study more. That's really it. Okay? Metaphorically, when can you use things like the horoscope and stuff? We don't do that, man. I don't think so. I've never heard anyone do that before. We say he's like a Capricorn or he's such a Virgo. That's all we say. We just say that they are like that, and it means that personality type, okay? But I don't put any stock in any of that. Not really. Okay, thank you, Harvey. How can a learner improve writing, Harvey? The easiest way to improve your writing today is ChatGPT, ChatGPT, ChatGPT. Tell ChatGPT you want to improve your writing. Tell it what kind of writing you want to improve. Business writing, English, academic writing, emails, poetry. What kind of writing do you want to do? Tell it, and it will help you. That's the easiest way to improve your writing today. Okay? Thank you, everybody, very much for the compliments. And Waleed, again, you ask interesting questions, but Waleed, sometimes you ask the question like here's the most basic questions, and up here are the most exotic questions. Now, exotic means kind of strange and different and foreign, from a different place, from outside. It means from outside. So some of the questions that you're asking, they might be very interesting, but they don't have a lot of value for use. So they're very, very, very interesting, but it's what we call minutia. Minutia means small things that are really not that important. And here's the thing, man. When you're learning a language, it's like building a house, okay? And you are putting all the details on the top of the house. You're already trying to put little fancy things on the top of the house, but you didn't finish building the bottom of the house, man. You need to focus on building the bottom, the basis of the house, not the decorations on the house. So your questions are like decoration questions, man. I want you to start asking foundation questions, not decoration questions. All right? Okay. All right, guys, listen, I have a blog, and on my blog there are 3 articles that are extremely useful to you. Here is one of them. This is my article about how to think in English. And this is my article about the 8 parts of language that you must understand in order to study any language. And this is my article about how to learn vocabulary. Whoops. My blog is free, but you have to subscribe. Then you can read them. And if it's hard for you, maybe the writing in my blog is a little hard for you, okay, so copy it and ask ChatGPT to help you to understand it, okay? My YouTube is here, and my website is here, and my blog is here, okay? Now, my name is Teacher Mark. What's the difference between opportunity and chance? Sometimes nothing. I had a chance to do this. I had an opportunity to do this. That's the same. But chance has other meanings. Chance has more than just that meaning. Okay, opportunity. Let's take a look at the words opportunity and chance. First, opportunity. Opportunity comes from the Latin word opportunus, which means convenient or fit or suitable or favorable. It originally comes from the Latin phrase ob portum venies. Veniens. Ob portum veniens means coming toward a port. So the word opportune has the word port in it. What is a port? What's a port, everybody? Anyone? What is a port? Not a house. Hello? A port might be a socket, like a USB port. That's correct. The word port means a doorway, okay? The word port originally means to carry over, meaning like you're going through the doorway with your stuff, okay? So the word opportunity was because a long time ago, when you're on a boat and you're out in the ocean, and now you see land, but can you go anywhere? If you have a boat, can you just land anywhere? A big boat. Can you land anywhere with a big boat? No. You need a port. So the word opportunity was when you're on a boat and you go, oh, look, there's a port. There is an opportunity for us to land. Port. Opportunity. Opportunity. Okay? So the word opportunity means, look, that's a place we could go. We could go there. We could do that. Okay? Opportunity is something that appears that is now something you can do. Okay? But the word chance comes from Old French chance, which meant an accident or fortune or luck. And that came from the Latin word cadentia or cadens, which meant to fall out. Because the word chance was talking about playing dice. When you play a dice game, right? You have dice in your hand and you throw the dice. It's a chance. It's a chance game, right? What are the chances of you getting that, right? That's a chance game. So the word chance comes from the word that means to throw dice. Okay? But the word opportunity comes from the word that means you're a captain on a big boat and there's a port. That port is a place you can go. That's the place that's the available. It's like, that's something you can do. Oh, I can go there. An opportunity is something that happens in front of you that you can do, right? Okay, let's see. Next question. Okay, guys, if you are new and you have never seen me before, I really suggest that you just watch and listen for a few live streams. All right? Or go watch my YouTube channel and watch a few. All right? Because, to be honest with you, do you know how many live streams I have done? Do you have any idea how many of these I have done. $1,321. I have done 1,321 of these live streams. So that means that I have answered these questions a million times. People ask me, how can I be fluent? How can I blah, blah, blah? It's all the same questions over and over and over again. So sometimes you should just come and watch and listen and learn. Come watch, listen, learn. Come watch, listen, learn. Because I answer these questions a lot, okay? And sometimes I can't do it again. All right? Okay, I'm going to give you another tip. Somebody said, what are some important sentences to learn for daily use? I'm going to help you with that. Actually, the United States government is going to help you with that. I am going to give you this link. Go to this link. Look at this PDF that I have for you from the U.S. government. Everyday conversations, learning American English. Look at that. And if you go down, what do we have here? Introductions and small talk, formal greetings, dialogue. Look at that. Informal greetings. All kinds of stuff. Introductions. What time is it? Telephone calls. Can you say that again? Coincidences. Weather reports. Chapter 2, ordering a meal. At the doctor's office. Asking directions. How useful is that? Amazing, right? So all you have to do is go to that link and download it. That's beginning English dialogue. All right? Free. Okay? Okay, next question. Can you use Capricorn instead of goat to describe yourself? I don't think I would use it that way, no. You could just say, I'm a Capricorn if that's when you were born. If you were born in those months, then you're a Capricorn. You can't just say, I'm like that. No, you're only like that if you're born in those months. Okay? That's the way it's supposed to work. Okay, why can willy-nilly mean both whether you want it or not, or in a careless way? It is usually just careless way without planning. He did it in a willy-nilly way, a willy-nilly fashion. I don't think I've ever heard it used to say something that is something that you don't really care whether you have it or not. I think that's what you're saying, whether you want it or not. I don't think I've ever heard it used that way. I'm not saying it can't be used that way. I'm saying I have never heard it used that way, and that might be a British thing, maybe. I don't know. We always say willy-nilly. It means that you're doing it in a way that's not prepared, it's not consistent, it's not disciplined, it's not orderly. Yeah, that's willy-nilly. Why do some people call someone a short name? Jason, Jay, Danielle, Danny. Yeah, it's just, that's what we call a nickname. It's just a nickname. If you are close to someone, then sometimes you might call them a nickname, okay? Or if you have a long name, like lots of people who are named Christina, maybe they just... people call them Tina or Chris or Christy. Okay? It's just very common. It's just a way to just have another way to say your name in a more familiar, friendly way. Okay? Gonna go study writing. Okay, good for you. You're born in January, so then January what? There are two. January 1st to the 19th is Capricorn. Okay, then you are Capricorn. So that, but like I said, Waleed, I don't really believe in any of this stuff, so I don't think I really want to teach it because it's I don't buy any of that. I just don't. I know people who are Virgos who are not like Virgos. I know people who are Capricorns who are not like Capricorns. And Waleed, do you know what a self-fulfilling prophecy is? Do you know what a self-fulfilling prophecy is? Self-fulfilling prophecy. A prophecy means something that you predict in the future, right? It's a prophecy, right? A prophet will come and tell you what's going to happen. That's a prophecy, okay? So a self-fulfilling prophecy means if you keep telling yourself then that's what you are, then that's what you will be. So if you keep telling everybody, I'm just a stubborn Capricorn, I'm just stubborn, I'm just that way. If you keep saying it, then it will be true. But only because you keep saying it. That is called a self-fulfilling prophecy. So that's why I don't like zodiac stuff. I don't like any of that because it forces you to say, I am a Virgo, so I am only allowed to act like a Virgo. But I don't agree with that. If I feel like I want to act in some other way, I'm not going to be constrained by my birthday. All right? So be careful what you believe, man. What you believe can be something that you bring about because you believe. All right? Belief is a powerful thing. All right? You can use that for good things, but it can be used for bad things, right? So there are some times when you can use this as like, I'm going to tell myself that I'm not shy. I'm going to tell myself every day, I'm going to tell myself that I am not a shy person, that I can do it. And if you do that every day, then you will make a self-fulfilling prophecy. You can use it for positive things. But if you keep telling people, well, I'm just stubborn, I'm just lazy, that's a self-fulfilling prophecy. You are making it true because you're saying it all the time and not doing anything to change. That doesn't mean it can't change. It means that you're not trying to change. Okay? So, self-fulfilling prophecies can be used for a good thing, but not always. All right? Okay, now, I've been talking for a while. Musif, are you still here, Musif? Is my YouTube still over here? Hello, YouTube people. Flavia, you still there? Flavia, your English is already better than a lot of natives, so don't even worry about it. Just keep working on it. Just keep working on it. Okay, so listen, Musif is here, so he's been waiting a little while, and I've been talking a long time, so I am going to talk to Musif on stage. But remember what I just said today. I have a new rule from now on. I have a new rule. I'm a teacher. This is my job. I am here to help as many people as I can. But I can only help you if I know that you're serious. I can only help you if I know you are serious. And I only know you are serious if you have come for a few times first. You've watched me a few times first. Then I know you're serious about learning. If you've watched me a few times. But if you just show up and just say, hey, please talk to me. Please, I really want to talk. I'm desperate to talk to somebody. I don't care what we talk about. We can talk about anything. I don't care. I don't have time for that. Okay? So, I have 88,000 followers on Hello Talk. They all want to talk to me. Okay? I'm here a lot. I've done more than 1,300 live streams. Okay? So let's bring Musif up here and we'll talk to Musif. But just remember, everybody wants to get on stage. Okay? Musif, are you there?
Hi teacher, how are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm doing good.
Good. And you're in India where? And what city? Delhi?
I'm from Lucknow.
Lucknow. Where is that? Is that the north or south?
It's a north side.
North side. Okay. All right. Great. And what can I do for you today? How can I help you?
Teacher, right now I have no question to ask you right now.
Okay. Well, then let's find one because you need one. If you're a student and you are learning, then you need questions. That is the job of a student, is to have questions. If you don't have questions, you're not a good student. Okay? So you need to think about it. What's difficult for you in English? What is hard for you? Start with that. What's difficult?
For me, to use vocabulary, to learn vocabulary, memorize more vocabulary.
Okay. So,
If I'm talking about past, so I can't explain about the real, real situation on the grammar past, like I'm not able to describe my past very well.
okay, well, let's try.
Yeah,
Let's try.
because
Can you tell me, what did you do last weekend? Tell me something you did in the last week, something that you did. Just tell me anything. Did you go to the store? Did you go to the park? Did you go to school? Did you go to work? Tell me something that you did in the past so I can see. Try.
yeah, okay teacher, I'm trying.
I went. Come on, it's okay.
No,
Take your time,
uh,
relax. Take your time, relax, okay? Remember
yes,
that language, everybody, language is a performance. So when you perform, can you perform well if you're nervous?
no, I can't
That's
perform.
right. So part of doing a language is you gotta relax. Just relax. It's just language. Relax. We're not doing anything crazy here. And everybody who's watching, they are all learning too. Some of them might be better than you, but a lot of them might be worse than you. So that means relax. Okay? And everybody, believe me, if anybody says anything to anybody on stage that is not positive, I kick them out. All right? So this is a classroom. I'm a teacher. I keep a good feeling in my room, a good learning environment, right? So relax. And let me tell you guys something. When you're learning, let me show you. Oh, well, let me explain this. If something is wrong with your computer, what do you do to fix it? What's the easiest thing to do to fix your computer if something's wrong? What do? You turn it off and you turn it on, right? And your phone, if something's wrong with your phone, same thing. You turn it off and you turn it on, right?
Yes,
So that's called a reset, right? To reset. That's what we call that, right? Guess what? the human body and the human brain, we have a reset button also, but nobody ever uses it. So we use the reset on our computer all the time. We use the reset on our phone all the time, but we don't use the reset on our body very often. I'm going to show it to you so you can see what does it look like, right? Just like when your computer is broken, you know, okay, I'm going to reset. Just like when your phone's not working, oh, I'm going to reset. So when you are getting nervous and you're getting worried and you feel like, oh no, I can't do it, you need to reset. So here's what that looks like. Watch me. That's it. Take one deep breath. Close your eyes, let the air out, and you're done. And now you're relaxed again and you can start again. So I do that every time I'm learning. Anytime I get frustrated, I reset. I just do what I just did right there. All right, now I can start again. All right? It's really important because, again, learning, you have to be relaxed. So when you get nervous, you need to stop it and you need to say, okay, let's reset. Let's just do a reset and relax, okay? So I'm going to help you and we're going to talk about something in your past. So did you go to the market?
No, I didn't.
Okay, did you go? Tell me one place you went. A place. What place did you go to? A friend's house?
Yesterday, I went for my friend office to meet him.
You went to your friend's office to meet her. Okay, so look, you just said it. Yesterday, I went to my friend's office to meet her. You did it. You talked about something in the past, so you can do it. It just means you have to work it out. It took a minute. You had to think about it. All right? And did you say it perfectly? No. So what? Okay? Perfect doesn't happen, certainly not the first time.
Yes, teacher.
Okay? Perfect doesn't ever happen. Perfect is it's an island that you can't get to. All right, you can try, you can keep swimming in that direction, but you'll never get to that island because perfect is not a place. Perfect is just a description. It's not a place. It doesn't really exist. So it's one of those weird things. You want to try to do the best you can, but you need to understand that if your goal is perfection, then you have the wrong goal. The goal is not perfection. The goal is to use it. Practical use. That's the goal. All right? We're not trying to impress people. This is not about ego. This is not about saying like, wow, look how amazing her English is. It's so amazing. I'm impressed. I'm so impressed with her. No, that's not the point. The point is that you can express your ideas and your feelings using English. That's it. Okay, we're not trying to win anything here. There's no competition here. This is just about trying to get your ideas and feelings out in another language. Okay? So we've already started with this. Now, did you see the website that I showed you, showed everybody earlier called games2learnenglish.com?
Yes, teacher.
Okay. Go play that a lot. Okay, and you'll feel more familiar with the language, you'll feel familiar with the vocabulary, you'll feel familiar with the tenses, and it'll feel more fun. Now, you said, how do I memorize words better? And that's the thing that everybody says, that's wrong. The problem is that you're trying to memorize. And why? Why are you trying to memorize? The reason why is because in school, when you learn in school, they taught you that memorizing is a good way to learn. But the reason why is because in school, they're not actually trying to teach you how to learn anything. They're trying to teach you how to pass the test. And memorizing is a good thing to pass the test, but it is not a good way to actually learn, to know something. That's not memorizing. So memorizing works only when your learning is a short period. Then fine, maybe you use some memorizing. But memorizing is the most boring way to learn. So it's also
Yes,
not
teacher.
good because your brain doesn't like boring. Your brain doesn't like boring. Your brain likes interesting. Now, I'm going to prove it to you. Okay, so if we're learning a new vocabulary word, give me any vocabulary word. It doesn't matter, anything. Just give me a word. Any word. Come on, just choose any word. It doesn't matter.
Exhaustive?
Okay,
Exhausted?
exhausted. Okay. So I have the word exhausted, and now I want to think, how can I use the word exhausted? Okay. I could say, I feel really exhausted today. All right, that works. Sure. But what's wrong with that sentence? There is one thing that's kind of wrong with that sentence. It's boring. It's too normal. It's too easy to forget because it's boring. But if I say, I'm exhausted because I have been slapping my brother in the face all day. Now I made a funny picture in my head. I made a funny thing to think about. And when you see that picture, you'll remember that because your brain likes interesting. Your brain likes weird. Your brain likes funny. Your brain will forget it if it's too normal. So every time I tell my students, you should make two sentences. One sentence, you should make a normal sentence, just a regular normal sentence, like, I feel exhausted because I ran too far. I feel exhausted from work today. Fine, that's a normal sentence. Great. Now make a funny, weird one, and that will help you remember. All right? So, how can you learn vocabulary better? Don't memorize, do other things. The number one way to learn vocabulary is to read. Read, 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 read. Every teacher in the world can tell you which students have a good vocabulary. And every student who has a good vocabulary, they read. That's it. It doesn't even matter what language. They read. That's why they have a better vocabulary. So read, okay? And then there's another thing you can do is you can use a thesaurus. Thesaurus.com. Wasif, I hope you're still there. There's a website. I'm going to show it to you. It's called thesaurus.com. So a thesaurus is like a dictionary, but it's a dictionary of synonyms. So if I type in the word happy, oh, wait, sorry, try again. We type in the word happy. You know happy, right? But do you know all of these? Cheerful, delighted, ecstatic, elated, enraptured, exultant, glad, gleeful, jolly, joyful, joyous, jubilant, merry, mirthful, overjoyful, thrilled, upbeat, blessed, blissful, blithe, content, contented, convivial, gratified, peaceful, pleasant, pleased, satisfied, sparkling, sunny, tickled, blessed, can't complain, chipper, chirpy, flying high. All of these mean happy. Now, are they the exact same meaning as happy? No, they're not the exact same meaning. They're like family. You might have a twin brother or a twin sister that's exactly like you. Or you might have an older brother or an older sister, right? Or younger. They're not the same, but they're related closely. You might have cousins, right? Or distant cousins. That's the way words work. Some words are almost the exact same thing, and some are kind of like in the family. All right? The link for that's thesaurus.com. Here it is. Okay, so a thesaurus is a wonderful way to explore vocabulary and find a word you know, and then see all the words you don't know that are related. Okay, find the family. You know one person in that family, right? You know the word fast. Now find all the words that are related to fast, the family of fast. Okay? Then the third way to learn vocabulary is by topic. And this is really important because topic, if you choose a topic, now you have a context for your vocabulary. So if you choose the topic of sports, now you have a topic, you can say, okay, let's learn all the sports vocabulary words. Baseball, soccer, right? Football. You can say, goalpost, referee, stadium. Those are all words that are related to sports. Now, why is this good? Because when you learn vocabulary, if you just learn some word, you have no context for how to use that word. But if you learn words that are under a topic, now there's a context for those words. You have an idea of where they're supposed to be used. Okay? Then finally, my favorite way to learn vocabulary, but this way is not for beginners, is by something called etymology. Etymology means the history of where words come from and how they've changed over time. Now, as I said, this is not for beginners. Maybe intermediate. If you're in the B1, B2 level, you can start looking at etymology. It'll be interesting for you. But if you're younger or newer than that, then no, probably not. Etymology, 60% of English words come from Greek or Latin. 30% come from French, 20% come from German. We have many words that come from Hindi and from Arabic and from Persian and from Spanish and Italian and from Chinese and even Japanese. Okay, if you know where the words come from, it can help you know more about what they mean, what they originally meant. Sometimes they have a really cool story about how how the word was created. And if the story is cool, it's easy to remember. Super easy. Okay? And sometimes it'll help you with the spelling and the pronunciation. So there are certain words that when I see that word, I go, oh, that's a French word. I know that because all the French words have E-T-T-E, and all the French words have E-A-U-X, and all the French words have A-U-R in them. You start to recognize the patterns of the languages. And the Latin Greek words, they have a lot of family. So, for example, if you look at the letters D-I-S, what does D-I-S mean? D-I-S, everybody. I guess we lost Musif. Dis. What does dis mean? What does dis mean, everybody? Dis. Hello? Sometimes I feel like I'm talking to myself. Dis means not. That's right. It means not. It can mean away. It can mean off. It can mean a bunch of different things. But in English, there are more than 300 words that have dis in them. 300. How about the letters R-E? What does re mean? R-E. R-E means again. Yeah, and there are about 600 English words that have R-E in them, meaning again. All right? So what I mean is when you learn this trick, it can be very efficient. It can be very, very efficient to learn vocabulary, a lot of vocabulary quickly. Now, those 600 words, are all of those words useful? Are all of those words common? No, of course not. Many of those words will be very uncommon and not useful. But you can find the ones that are common. You can find the ones that are useful. All right? So it's a good trick. Okay, Alex, I see that you want to talk to me, but first of all, Alex, are you from the U.S., Alex? You want to ask me a question. first of all, let me finish asking or answering these questions here. Let's see. Please be patient. I'm reading the comments. Are there any recommended reading books for Chinese high school students? Yeah, there are tons of them. The same ones that we read, right? That's what I would say, is just go maybe a couple levels below, right? So if you're a senior in high school, if you're in your last year of high school in China, then I would say you should look at maybe first year high school English books, right? Lots of, fiction English books, okay? That's an easy search online. Okay, so Alex, you are a native English speaker, so you're going to have to tell me what you want to talk about first, okay? Because I usually don't talk to natives. I only talk to people who are non-natives because I'm here to teach. So I'm not sure what it is that you want from me. If you can tell me what you're asking about, then maybe I'll talk to you about it. Otherwise, I need to talk to there are 2 other people who want to talk to me, maybe. So, Alex, do you want to tell me what it is that you're asking about? Can you give me an idea? Oh, and while I'm waiting, here is my YouTube channel, here is my website, and here is my blog. So, Alex, are you going to tell me what's going on? Can you give me an idea? Are you asking about learning a language? Are you asking about teaching? What are you asking about? I need to know. Okay? Well, it says he's still here. It says he's still here, so I don't know. Oh, you're of Arab origin, but you're learning English. You want to ask me about learning English professionally. So, Alex, is this the first time you've seen me? I'm going to guess or assume yes, it's the first time you've seen me. So, Alex, if you want to take lessons from me privately, you can, but you need to pay for them. I'm not free, okay? This is free. If you want to come here to study with me for free, you can, but that's the only place you can study for free with me. If you want private lessons from me, you must pay me, and that's on my website, which is right here. You can go to my website and find everything about private lessons from me, okay? Now, however, Alex, really, what you need to hear is this. This is your first time. This is not my first time. I have been on Hello Talk for more than 12 years. I have been live streaming here for more than 5 years. I have done more than 1,300 live streams here. I am a real teacher. I have been teaching English since 2009, and I've been teaching since 1994. So if you are serious about learning, then you can come here because I'm here Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday in the morning like this. I've been here for 2 hours today, 2 hours and 7 minutes. All right. So if you want to learn, then you should come, watch, listen, learn, take notes, and you should ask good questions. Don't ask lazy questions like, how can I be good at English? That's a lazy question. So lazy. All right? That tells me that you don't really want to do any work. When you ask a question like that, it tells me that you just want someone to give you a trick that you can do that will let you learn everything that everybody else did with all the work, but with no work. So everybody else has the thing you want, and they did it by work. They worked at it. But you want the same thing that they have, but no work. Good luck. Okay? So, Alex, so what I would say, Alex, is you need to come. You should check out my YouTube channel. You should check out my blog. You should check out my website. If you want private lessons from me, you can send me a message and talk to me about private lessons. Okay? Please don't ask me to lower my price. I cannot lower my price. I will not lower my price. It's not something that anyone does. It's just not done. Okay? So I know if you can't afford it, I'm sorry. I know that that does happen, but I still can't lower my price. Okay? Let's see. I like your accent and I can understand it. I'm wondering why it's so difficult for me to understand American people. And Cherry says, you're the only one I understand his words without seeing them. Do you know why? Yes, I do know why. So lots of people say that. They say, Teacher Mark, it's weird. I can understand you, but I can't understand when they're on the TV show or movie or YouTube or TikTok. So let me tell you why. Because most people don't care about their language. That's the answer. 90% of people do not care about their language. So when you watch TV, that's not people who are caring about their language, that's people who are speaking. When you watch TikTok or YouTube, those are not people who care about their language. Those are just people who are speaking. I am a teacher. I'm an English teacher. So it's kind of my job to care about my language. That's my job. So that's why. Okay, that's one big reason. I enunciate. I use diction. Okay, means I overpronounce my words and my sounds so that they are extra clear. Okay, I don't mumble. Okay, I do the opposite of mumbling. All right, and the other reason why is because I'm also using, I'm a musician. You notice the drums? And so because I'm a musician, and when I say I'm a musician, I mean that's also my job. I'm a drummer. Okay, and I've been playing professional music since 1994, and that means I know a lot about sound and quality. So I'm using the highest quality sound equipment that you can use to get the clearest sound that you can hear. Okay? All right, and so Alex, I don't want you to think that I'm telling you no, Alex. I don't want you to think that I'm refusing you. I'm not refusing you. What I am saying is I am a teacher. I am serious about what I do. I am here Monday through Friday, and 88,000 people come and they watch and they listen and they learn. And I'm just saying you can be one of them too. Okay? That's all. Do I do podcasts as well? Kind of. I did a podcast in the past. It's on Spotify and Apple Music, I think. It's definitely on Spotify. And it's kind of like this. It's like me answering a lot of questions about English, mostly. Okay? So, yes, I do. You find it's easier to understand American people than British people. That just depends on you, and it depends on the British person, right? You need to remember that my accent is only one of the American accents. There are more than 30 American accents, okay? Mine is the Midwestern Ohio accent, okay? Mid-Ohio is the accent that I have. And it's very close to the standard IPA pronunciation, okay, the International Phonetic Alphabet. So do I talk to natives differently? Sometimes, yes, Vera. Yeah, like if I'm hanging out with my band, yeah, I talk like a drummer, not like a teacher. They think it's kind of funny when they see me teaching. They're like, whoa. Drummer Mark sounds very different than teacher Mark. So, so yes, I do. I change my language depending on whatever I'm doing. If I'm teaching, I speak one way. If I'm hanging out with my friends at a bar, I speak another way. If I'm meeting with a professor to talk about, something in class, I speak another way. If I'm going to, a job interview, I speak another way. It's called code switching. Code switching is a psychological term that means that we change the way we speak and act around different people, right? You speak differently around your parents than you do around your friends. That's called code switching. We all do it. All right. Nuo, how to learn English grammar. So grammar is hard. I have a book that I do love that is called Basic English Grammar by Saddleback Publishing. It's hard to type like that. Bent over like that. So this book, I have probably 60 grammar books, but I like that one the most. It has a book 1 and book 2. Okay, and it's much easier, much more fun, much less boring. So, is it perfectly fun? No. Is it the most amazing? No, but it's better. Okay, and then grammar is something that you will never finish. Did you know that? Did you know that you will never finish grammar? Did you know that you need to clean your kitchen table every day? Do you have a table in your kitchen? Do you have a table in your kitchen? And you clean it probably every day. Every time you use it, you clean it, right? That is grammar. That is grammar. You don't finish grammar. Grammar is like your kitchen table. You just have to clean it a little bit every day. All right? Don't worry about it, but clean it up a little bit every day. That's all. You're never finished, though. You just have to keep cleaning it. All right? Grammar is your kitchen table. How much do I charge for one-on-one conversation? Well, Martin, my private lessons are $20 for a half an hour and $40 for an hour. That's if you buy one lesson. If you buy a package, then it's cheaper than that. Can you show how you sound with code switching? It's a little hard, Vera, to do it without like like it's like I'm just acting, like, oh, what's up, dude? Come on. Yeah, you can sit down. Come on. You can come over here and you can play my drums. It's totally cool, That's me just as me. That's drummer Mark, I speak a little bit more relaxed, quickly. I use more gonna, wanna, shoulda, coulda. I use more slang. I use more, relaxed language, right? But when I teach, I try to be more like I'm trying to place every word that comes out of my mouth into place, the right place, as quickly as I can. All right? But it means I have a lot more care about my words when I'm teaching, because you have to. when you're teaching, you have to have care about everything you say because everything you say matters. But when I'm talking to my friends or my band, not everything you say matters. It doesn't. So that's why you can just relax. All right? Okay. So guess what, guys? I'm getting a bit tired. I've been here for 2 hours and 18 minutes. Okay, 2 hours and 18 minutes. Before I go, I want to tell you something. I want to tell you that did you know that you are studying magic right now? Did you know that? Did you guys know that you are magicians? You are studying to be a wizard? Did you know? Did you realize that? You are trying to be magic users. That's what you're doing when you learn a language. Because, do you know, what does the word charming mean? What does charming mean? He's very charming. Charming means adorable. Charming means amazing. You're right, it does. But the original word charm means a magical spell. So, the original word charm means you think I'm really adorable and you think I'm really attractive and amazing because I put magic on you. I am charming. And the word enchanting, what about enchanted? To be enchanted by something. What does that mean? It also means a magical spell. And did you know that the word grammar, the original meaning of the word grammar, well, what about the word glamour? Glamour. What does glamour mean? Glamorous. She's very glamorous. What does that mean? Bewitched. That's another one. There are many words in the English language that are all about magic because powerful words make people do things. Powerful words inspire. Powerful words motivate. Powerful words can build up. Powerful words can destroy. The word glamour means fashionable and stylish, but the word glamour is related to the word grammar. And the reason why are you glamorous? Because again, it's like someone put a magical spell on you and now they think you are beautiful, so you are glamorous. The word grammar. A long time ago, let me ask you a question. 2,000 years ago, how many people could write and read? 2,000 years ago, how many people could write and read? Yeah, like 2%, right? And then if you think about that, even that, how many of them could write and read really well, right? Like the majority of them could write a little bit, maybe, but mostly it was just basics, right? So a long time ago, if you could write and you could read and you knew about language, that was a secret knowledge. It was secret information. And think about it. If you know that language, if you know that secret information, how much power do you have? 2,000 years ago, if you had the language, if you knew everything, you could write it, you could read it, you control it, how much power do you have compared to the people who can't read and can't write and don't know anything about language? Language is power. Language is magic. Okay, so the word grammar means secret knowledge that only some people had. And guess what? If you have that knowledge, then your words are powerful and people will listen to you. Tell me that's not magic. So, it's a lot more fun. It's a lot more fun when you think of it that way. You are studying to be a wizard. You are studying to be a magician. You are studying to be a sorcerer of language. If you choose the right words, it's powerful. Okay? So that's motivating to me. And think about it. If you know another language, right? I speak English, so I can motivate all the people in my country. If I want to motivate them, I can speak to them and I can motivate them. And now I speak Chinese. Not great, but I speak it. So that means I can now motivate all those people too. So I have even greater power, greater magic. That is the real meaning. I'm not lying. I'm not making this up. Look it up. The word grammar originally meant magic because it was secret knowledge that only a few people had. And that gave them power, great power over everyone. And it's still that way today. It's still that way today. The people with the best words have the best power, the most power. So I am trying to teach you the language, but I am trying to teach you power. Power to say what you want. Power to express yourself. Power to make the world a better place, hopefully. All right? That's what we're doing here. It's not just vocabulary. It's not just past tense, perfect tense. It's not all that. It's magic, guys. That's why it's hard. Because it's magic. Magic is hard. All right? So I want you to accept those two things. One, I want you to accept that magic is hard. And two, I want you to accept that what you're doing is not learning some boring language. You are learning magic. You are learning the power of language, which is magic. All right? Okay, so that's going to be it for me today. I'm going to practice some drums here after I eat lunch. I'm going to eat a sandwich for lunch, and then after that, I'm going to come back and I'm going to play some music for fun. But when I play music, if I'm back there on my drums, please don't ask me questions about grammar and English when I'm back there. If I'm here in front of the camera, then I'm here to answer questions about whatever. But if I'm back there, I'm in music mode, not in English teaching mode. All right? So, all right. So, once again, here is my my YouTube channel. Here is my website, and here is my blog. Okay? Thank you. But again, Catherine, you only believe that because of my power. You only believe that because of my magic. It's only because of my words. That's it. And anyone can have that power. Anyone. You just have to want it. Okay? All right. I'll see you guys after lunch. I'll come back and play some music for fun. Okay. Bye.